We're going to talk about chord types. Let's make it relevant. There, Andrew, you are studying a song which contains the following chords. That song is by Bruno Mars. What's it called again?
Die with a smile.
Die with a Smile. Okay, from memory, these are the chords that are played. Don't worry about how crazy they look at the moment. That's called A major 7. That's the way it's written. That's called D major 7. That's the way it's written. This is called C sharp minor 7. This is called B minor 7. This is an F sharp minor chord. This is an F sharp minor 7 chord. And this is what's known as an E dominant 7th. So, how is he playing all of these chords, Bruno Mars, and where did he get them from? And why do they sound good together? This falls right into music theory. Of course, theory is not theory. Theory suggests something you think is the reason why something works. This is not theory, this is the mechanics of music. How music works. So there's no debate here. All of these chords sound well together. And where is he getting the chords? First of all, from playing music for many, many years, I know that all of those chords, just by looking at them, belong to the key of A major. How do I know that? Because in every key, you have 7 chords. Now we're going to use, do you remember we talked about Roman numerals? We're going to use Roman numerals to talk about those 7 chords. Why 7 chords? Because the 7 chords are built off the points of the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why are there only 7 chords when I counted out 8 scale notes? Is because the first and the last note in the scale are always called the same. That's why you hear people go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, do. It's called an octave, 8 notes apart. The first and the last notes of any scale are always called the same. If the first note, for example, was F sharp, the 8th note of the major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8th note would also be called F sharp. Okay, so what happens when you're forming chords in any key is you pick the first note of the scale, like 1, and then you harmonize that first note of the scale with the first, third, and fifth notes. You've done that before from the scale. Okay, I'm going to write out the notes of the scale of A major. Remember I said that all of these chords in the song, what's it called again, Andrew? I always forget it, the song.
Die with a smile.
Die with a Smile. Bruno Mars, who in my opinion is amazing. Why? Because the guy is a real musician. He's a very, very good guitarist. He writes his own songs, lyrics, melodies. In other words, he doesn't get teams of writers in. He's not just a pretty pop boy band person that's just stuck in there as part of a, say, One Direction or Take That or Boyzone or something like that, where they're not really musicians. They're put together because they look a particular way and they jump around a particular way. Okay, so to get the chords of the key of A major, I write down the notes of the A major scale, which, using your cycle of fourths and fifths and the technique, start with A. Don't worry about if there are any sharps or flats yet, just write out the notes of your alphabet. Now, if you look at it, it's like fourths, fifths, A is in the 3 o'clock position, therefore it has 3 sharps. Those 3 sharps are Father, Charles, goes. Now we have the scale of A major. But we want to get the chords of A major. Now the chords that I'm going to be writing down here are triad chords. In other words, chords that are built from 3 notes. Do you remember I said to get the notes of a chord, we take, say for example, A major chord, the notes are A, skip a note, C sharp, E. So A, C sharp, E. They would be the notes of an A major chord. Anyway, to get the chords of a key, to turn the notes of the key into chords, we turn the 2nd, 3rd and 6th chords into minor chords. 2nd, 3rd and 6th chords into minor chords, and we turn the 7th chord into a diminished chord. Now we have the chords of a key, and we call those A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished. Don't forget, these are all 3-note chords. These are triads. Triads, 1, 2, 3. But you can turn your triad into a 4-note chord. And when you turn these triads into 4-note chords, they provide an American type sound, and you can see the video for that Bruno Mars song. It really tries to conjure up this image of 50s America. It's called Americana, the style of music. And Americana style of music is formed by playing 4-note chords. So now, say for the A major chord, I'm going to turn that into a 4-version chord, so it's called an A major 7, and the A major 7 has the notes A, C sharp, E, and we skip a note here, look, A, C sharp, E, G sharp, and that's how we form a chord of A major 7. So I'm going to now show you the 4-note chords of the A major key. And the rule is, there's a lot of information here, folks. It's just something you're going to have to go over again and again and again and again and again, and you'll eventually know it. So to turn the A major triad into a 4-note chord, as I've demonstrated down here, it becomes what's known as A major 7. And you can see that that's the first and main chord of Bruno Mars' song Die With A Smile. He finishes the piece of music with the A major 7. That's what I was saying before, that to make a piece of music sound complete, you'll finish with the root chord. To get the second 4-note chord of the key of A major, it becomes what's known as a B minor 7. And you can see where he plays that in the chorus. That's why it's called B minor 7. And I'll show you with the guitar what these all sound like in a moment, and you'll recognize them from the song. When he starts off the piece of music, he starts off with an A major 7 and a D major 7. So D major 7 is the 4-note chord of the key of A major, and you can see the D major 7 here. These are the 2 main chords he plays in the verse, the intro and the verse parts of the song. The 5th chord you can always turn into what's known as a dominant 7th. These are the rules. The 1st and the 4th you always turn into major 7s if you're forming the 4-note version. The 5th chord you turn into what's known as a dominant 7th. It's not major 7, it's just 7th on its own. And look at this, E7, that's why it's not called a major 7. The 5th chord is the only one you can turn into just a something 7. It's called a dominant 7th, or you can just call it a 7th. The 6th chord, you can see the little M there, that can also be turned into an F sharp minor 7. That's how you pronounce it. And look, he plays that, and he doesn't go near the last one. By the way, that there, the 4-note version, don't be scared by the name of this, but it's a standard thing. It's called a minor 7 flat 5. That's a bit of a mouthful. G sharp minor 7 flat 5. That's how it's played. That's how he got the chords there. So you can be absolutely sure that despite him looking amazing and singing amazing and being an absolute star, he knows his theory. And this, here are the chords. Here's an A major 7. Here's a, I'll play this off camera. Here's a D major 7. Here's the C sharp minor 7. Here's the B minor 7. Here's the F sharp minor. Here's the F sharp minor 7. And here's the E7. So he plays something like this. I've only heard the song about twice, even though the whole world knows it. So something like that, and he goes. I'm playing a bit slower than. So I'm going to call the chords out again. B minor 7, E sharp minor, C sharp minor 7, F sharp minor, and then he finishes. Remember I said that there is actually an A major 7, and there's one stage he plays a F sharp minor, and that's the song, and that's how he got all of those chords, because he knows his so-called theory.